Hello and welcome to this video on how to create users and groups in Microsoft Entra ID. Microsoft Entra ID is a cloud-based identity and access management service that helps you to manage organizations, users, devices, and apps. In this video, you will learn how to create users and group in Microsoft Entra ID in Azure portal. First, let's talk about what are users and groups in Microsoft Entra ID. Users are people who have account in your organization and can sign in to access resources. Groups are a collection of users that share common attributes such as roles, permissions, or preference. You can use groups to simplify the management of users and resources such as assigning access rights, sending emails, or collaborating on projects. There are different types of groups in Microsoft Entra ID, such as security groups, Microsoft 365 groups, distribution lists, and mail-enabled security groups. Each type of group has its own features and benefits, depending on your needs and scenarios. To create a user or a group in Microsoft Entra ID, you need to have the appropriate roles and permissions. For example, to create a user, you need to be at least a user administrator. To create a group, you need to be at least a group administrator. You can also delegate creation and management of users and groups to other users by assigning them specific roles or allowing them to use the self-service features. Alright, so now let's start with our demo. So to do that, let's go to portal.azure.com. So I'm just going to type in portal.azure.com, and then we simply have to log in. So I have a two-factor authentication on my account, so I'm just going to verify that. Alright, so I just received the code. I'm just going to put in my two-factor authentication. So it's always a good practice to have a dual-factor authentication on your account. Alright, so here I am in Microsoft Azure portal. So for us to access the Entra, we can just use the search option at the top. Because I've used this Entra quite recently, it will be also located in my list of apps here. But if you don't have it showing up in your Azure service session, all you need to do is just type in Microsoft Entra and then select it under services. And there you have it. So this will take you to the Microsoft Entra ID. Right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to first of all create users, and then we follow up by creating groups as well. So to create a user on Entra ID, all you have to do is on the left side, just click on users. And then here is where you create the users. To do that, it's extremely simple. Click on new user, and then click on create new user, and you simply type in your username in here. So just type in the username Quadro in there, and then you can enter your password in this session as well. So to do that, I'm going to use the password that is already generated here. I'm just going to grab it real quick, and then I'll give it a display name. So I'll give it a display name as Quadro as well. By the principal name, probably what I will do is I will no, I'll just keep it as Quadro. But right, so once you've created the password, the display name, and the user principal name, all you need to do is just click on create, and that will create the user. Right, so there you have it. It's showing the user being created successfully. It's not showing up here. All you have to do is just click on the refresh button here, and voila, it should show up once you click on the refresh button. Let's create one more user. So to do that, simply click on new user object again, click on create user, and then for this, I'll name this one as sphere, and for the display name I'll use the same sphere, and then just going to use the same password here. So I'm just going to grab it and I'll leave it as auto generate password once the user log in. So once I have the user principal name, the display name, and the password set, I can go ahead and review and then create. Once again, click on the refresh button once you are sent back into the all user area. Once you click on that refresh button, it should show up the user. Alright, so here we go. The user is showing up here at the top. So now that we have the user showing up here, what we can do is that we can actually go ahead and then create our group. To do that, let's go back to the main overview page. To do that, click on the default directory, and that will take you to the main overview page of the Entra ID session. Right, so once you're here, you will see under management groups. So we can go ahead and create our groups. Click on groups and then click on new group to create your new group object. So what we're going to do is just going to create this one as office group. Give it a description. So I'll say main office. So that means you're giving a description of what this group is all about, and then simply click on create. Now the group has been created successfully. Just click on refresh so that the group will show up here. So we created a group successfully, and you can go ahead and assign members to the group. So to do that, all you have to do is, let's go back to the group. So go back to the overview, click on groups, select the group you want to assign users to, and then click on members. So once you click on member, you have the option to add members to this specific group. So I'm just going to click on add members, and then I can search for one of the users I just created. So I'm just going to search for Afia and then select, and go ahead and click on select, and then click on refresh, and then it will show Afia as part of the office groups. That's simple as it can be. Right, so we've now successfully created users, and also we've created a group and assigned a user to the group. What we can do as well is that we can also add ownership for this specific group. So that means that user who you assign as ownership will actually own that group. It can manage the group in that respect. So to do that, just simply go under manage, and then under owners, click on that object and click add owners. So in here, I'm just going to add one of the members I just created. So I created Kojo, so I'm just going to add Kojo as the owner of this group. Select that, and it's added successfully. So just click on the refresh button, and that will show us Kojo as the owner of that group. So you see how simple it is to use Entra to create users and also to create groups and add members to a group. So I hope this video helped you out to really help you to create users and also group for your Entra ID. If you did and you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.